Once upon a time, there was a village in a distant land, surrounded by high mountains and lush valleys called Vashishta Gufa, Rishikesh. In this village lived a wise old sage named Kalaga, whose teachings were sought by people from near and far. Kalaga was known for his deep understanding of the spiritual power of breath. He believed that breath is a sacred bridge between the physical and spiritual worlds, and that it contains the essence of life itself. One day, a young man named Zephyr came to Kalaga's humble abode, seeking guidance on his spiritual journey. Zephyr was restless and yearned to find meaning and purpose in his life. Kalaga greeted Zephyr with a warm smile and invited him to sit down. He began to share with him the deep wisdom he had gained through years of contemplation and reflection. Zephyr, said Kalaga, your breath is the gateway to your innermost being. With every inhalation and exhalation, you connect with the eternal rhythm of the universe. Pay attention to your breath, because of it's the key to self-realization and spiritual awakening. Zephyr listened with fascination as Kalaga continued. When you breathe in, imagine that you are drawing in the life energy of the cosmos and filling every cell of your body with divine light and wisdom. And as you breathe out, let go of all tension, worry and doubts and allow them to dissolve into the vastness of universe. Zephyr followed Kalaga's instruction and focused his attention on his breath. With each inhalation, he felt a sense of peace and clarity. With each exhalation, he felt the weight that had been weighing him down fall away. Days turned into weeks, months, years, and Zephyr practiced the art of conscious breathing incessantly. He discovered that he could anchor himself in the present moment through his breath and leave the worries of the past and fears of the future behind him. One evening, as Zephyr sat in meditation, a deep realization came over him. He understood that the breath is not only a means to find inner peace, but also a way to connect with the divine essence that permeates all creations. Suddenly, Zephyr noticed a small injured bird perched on a nearby branch. Its wings were broken and it seemed to have lost all hopes. Zephyr's heart filled with compassion, and he gently took the bird in his hands. As Zephyr held the fragile creature, he felt a warm breeze caress his face and heard a gentle voice whisper within him, breathe life into it, for the breath of all creation flows through you. Kalaga had once spoken these words to him. With these words in mind, Zephyr closed his eyes and breathed in deeply to inhale life-giving air that kept him alive. As he exhaled, he directed his breath towards the injured bird and shared his own life force with the delicate creature. The Zephyr's amazement. The bird began to recover, and over the course of the week its broken wings began to heal and its eyes shone with renewed vitality. It stretched its wings and took to the skies, soaring high above the river and free once more. Overwhelmed by this miraculous encounter, Zephyr realized the profound truth that the breath that kept him alive was the same breath that connected all living beings. From that moment on, he became a guardian of a natural world and dedicated his life to protecting and nurturing the interconnected web of life. He embarked on a journey to find out more about the breath. He read many books in his mother tongue, Tamil. He longed to know everything about air, breath, and life force. உலகம் உழப்பது உய்வுண்டல் இலக்கம் பிளக்கு அக்தப்ப திரிக்கு. Tirukkural. The world revolves through the vitality of the living. This alone is the essence of life. உய்வுண்ணார்க்கு இன்பம் உலேங்காவாம் யார் மாட்டும் பெய்வினை முயலப்படும். Tirukkural. For the happy there is no greater joy than self-control, for it ensures that evil doesn't gain upper hand. உயிர்க்கண் குறுக்கும் உயர்கரக்கண் எவ்வாறும் தீர்க்கும் அவனை நினைந்து. Think of the one who thinks of you as if your life depended on it and remove the enmity. உயிர்க்கு உயிர் மறப்பர் என்பர் ஒருவன் உயிர் நிலையுள் உள்ளது உயிர்க்கு. Those who have forgotten their breath of life are considered dead. That's the meaning of the Tirukkural. In the Ramayana, Rama with a controlled mind and a regulated breath was fully aware of the actions. Ramayana, Ayodhya Ganda. Zephyr found that air is the ingredient, breath is the mechanism, and life is the product, and that these three are intertwined to become God. Like the wind, breath is invisible but omnipresent. Like breath, the divine is subtle yet omnipresent. Ramayana. The breath that comes out supports the breath that goes in, and the breath that goes in supports the breath that comes out. They both depend on each other and are inseparable, just like the body and the soul. Prashna Upanishad. In the Ramayanam, the character's life confronted with the consequences of their actions. And it is implied that a person's actions in this life determine the future outcomes and potential for rebirth. When a person pursued an action, their breathing patterns would change accordingly. Every animal, bird, fish and plant breathes according to a different pattern that determines its current body shape and appearance. Only man is able to learn every kind of breath through his free will. His body and mind change their abilities and character traits accordingly. The breath of child is soft, deep and gentle. That of youth, impulsive, fiery, impetus. That of man, in the fullness of his vitality, wide, deep and persistent. Until old age and second childhood, when it subsides and seems to fade away like a lullaby in those who have spent their days in the practice of virtue. And finally, imperceptibly, it closes like the sound of music passing over calm seas or through unclouded atmospheres. It becomes so imperceptibly fine that the tranquilized listener scarcely perceives the moment when it ceases to be heard. Or we inhale most deeply when we have abstracts of natural joy before us. We open ourselves to take in the elixir of morning in great gulps, the ambrosia distilled in the sweet breath of the flowers that fill the summer garden with fragrance. The lover breathes most where the spear of his beloved radiates a subtle joy. The kind and faithful husband who has surrendered from the harsh struggles of the outer world to the welcoming voice of a pure devoted wife, and how they both breathe a sigh of relief together as they caress the childlike pledge of their tender affection, or observe the rambles and joys of sporting childhood. The contrast too, when the lungs have to inhale a foul atmosphere, they absorb it in minute quantities. We involuntarily hold our breath to protect ourselves from foul odors and toxic inhalations. The lungs constrict and breathing becomes difficult when we are with our rivals and mortal enemies. And when we have decided to take actions that can influence life or destiny, this resolution is accompanied by a full prolonged inhalation and exhalation, as if we were rising up with the concentrated power of the air forces. And when great deeds are to be accomplished, we breathe in fully and then strike. Glutton and drunkards breathe uncontrollably, but the breath of a temperate man is also temperate and chaste. The learned person breathes in a calm balance that is conducive to thinking. And the fisherman breathes dreamily, calmly, and in accordance with the calming influence of the angle. The hunter with lively elasticity and mercurial freedom. The breath of a mob moved by a violent passion, on the other hand, are themselves a horde of violent breaths, whirlpools in the air and that gather into the whirlpools and explode. It is controlling spirit with magnetic power of speech succeed in calming them. Their breaths calm down in long, even waves like the sea after a storm. People control their breath by controlling their passions. The child discharges its anger in small stormy gusts. When we immerse ourselves in physical nature, purely natural breathing generally becomes stronger and more vigorous. Whereas leaving nature is tantamount to ceasing to breathe. In every set act of worship, then a marriage takes place in the breast, in which the heavenly atmosphere glides down into the bosom of the earthly atmosphere and fertilizes it with its own eternal qualities. This is a great point of distinction, but the point is the center of a universal circle. Back to the story. Zephyr traveled through forests, mountains and meadows, spreading the message of unity and reverence for all living things. Along the way, he encountered wise ancient trees whose leaves whispered ancient wisdom and flowers that bloomed in vibrant colors and reflected the beauty of the world. Zephyr shared his teachings with people from all walks of life, inspiring them to recognize the sacredness of every breath and the deep interconnectedness of all existence. He used them to honor the animals, birds, plants and fish as their kin, for they all share the same life force that flowed through their bodies. For man, the ultimate goal and advanced stage is to maintain the in-breath without the out-breath. It is important to focus on the inner prana instead of looking for external source of energy. By practice and by gently blowing the breath involuntarily with higher consciousness into the center of the forehead, which is known as Purva Madhyam, and igniting the fire eye, Sukshmana, one can transcend one's desire and attain enlightenment. This process involves regulating and controlling the breath and directing the life energy inward to achieve spiritual growth and self-realization. Equipped with wisdom, Zephyr returned to his village and shared his experience with others. And so the village became a sanctuary of mindful breathing, where people from all walks of life found solace, healing and spiritual growth. And so the story of the village and its inhabitants become a timeless reminder of the profound spiritual power inherent in the simple act of breathing. Inviting all to embrace the present moment, connect with their innermost being and embark on a journey of self-discovery and awakening through the sacred breath of life. Zephyr means air breather in Greek. Thank you.
Welcome to the captivating realm of white noise Siddha world, Vinsapta Siddha Bhumi. Here you are embraced by a profound vision drawn from the ancient teachings of Tamil Siddhas, guiding us through the challenges of our time and illuminating the path of self-discovery and cosmic connection. As you immerse yourself in this transformative odyssey, your heart will be filled with wonder and reverence. Delve deep into your being, embrace the captivating beauty that surrounds you, and witness the marvels of the world. In this realm, the pursuit of beauty and goodness is cherished, igniting sparks of joy and inspiration within you. Education and diverse experiences shape our souls in this realm. Thirst for knowledge while your heart overflows with excitement. Embark on a relentless quest for understanding, perpetually amazed by the vastness of the universe and your place within it. Here, knowledge is treasured like a precious gem, infusing you with purpose and self-realization. Each insight and discovery brings you closer to the core of your existence, evoking deep fulfillment and contentment. You are on a path of self-discovery and higher enlightenment interwoven into your very being. In this remarkable realm, you will find kindred spirits united in the journey of growth and self-discovery. The connections you forge and the experiences you share will create a profound sense of belonging and fulfillment. Together, you contribute to the greater good, knowing that your efforts shape a harmonious and enlightened world. Welcome to the captivating realm of white noise Siddha world. Vensapta Siddha Bhumi.